financial analyst, if they still have them, they have them now, is gonna come in and do your cash flow for the district and say when you're gonna run out of money, and, you know, make suggestions to you on how you put your budget together. If you just ignore all that, which shouldn't happen, then they're gonna basically, they possibly could put an oversight, establish an oversight panel. But realize an oversight panel is, they're not telling you what to do. They're just there to say yes or no. So if you say like, we're gonna run a $2 million deficit, you're gonna say, no, you can't do that. But they're not gonna tell you how to fix it. They're gonna suggest how to fix it, but it's still the local board's responsibility to come up with a solution. They're just either saying yes or no to it, okay? They're not developing a plan for you. Because if you go to any district that's under a financial oversight panel, they're required to develop a financial plan, just like what we've already done, and submit it to the state that shows, to the FOP, and then the state that shows, we're gonna do what we said we're gonna do. Here's our plan for getting out of deficit. We've already done that. We know what we need to do. We either need to do this and pass a referendum, or we need to make reductions. And, you know, we've made some efficiencies already. We're better off than we were 2 years ago when we started this. And hopefully we'll be better off next year. You know, there's still things out of our control. Certain costs, but,
Try to do less of it. The language is very clear. They don't tell you what to do. You don't.
yeah.
So you may say, hey, I'm going to cut math. They're going to say, no, you can't cut math. So what do you limit with? You're going to have to cut art. They may say, hey, we want to cut ELA. But you can't cut ELA. Because by law you have to provide it. So you got to cut music. So we can call what it is. They're just going to kick back anything other than the typical courses that get cut. And by the way, that includes the flags too that'll get cut too, because you won't have any choice.
If you look at districts.
So just be very, very clear. So I get what Craig is saying. I just want to bring it to you raw, because if you think you're keeping art, you're not going to keep it if you can't make the ends meet. If you think you're picking music, you're not going to keep it. It will be back on this list. And you'll be saying to yourself, well, why didn't we take a look at math? Because you can't. By law, you have to provide it. It's one of the course items. So you know, keep that in mind. You have to provide pathways earlier as opposed to later. The law of compounding is incredibly powerful, right? It's an powerful tool. So that's why I said, you know, waiting 36 months to make a decision is different from making it within 4, 6, 12, 18. The sooner you recognize your problems, the better you're going to be. The longer you wait, which is why we're sitting here at the table 24 years, the longer you wait, the more distractive the decision is going to be. So you know, I just want to make sure we're all clear. This is a distraction no matter what way you dangle it, the carrot. This is a big distraction to our community. It's incredibly distracting. If you don't believe me, the press is constantly here. We're being recorded. I don't see them in any other meeting recording anything because it's not a distraction. When you're cutting, you're increasing taxes, that's news, that's a distraction. So anyways, I just want to be very clear. So we're already distracting people. I want to get to a point where we got to win. We can start to prove ourselves financially. We can balance our books. And by the way, they never mentioned how well we've done in the park, even though we increased it by 15%. The majority of the districts in the state of Illinois did not do that. We increased by 15%. You haven't seen that article yet. Don't expect to see it. But I'm going to say it at every meeting until I see that article. So anyways, that is it. You'll be hearing it again tomorrow. Anyway.
Well, thanks. I asked the question because I wanted to know what the other consequences.
I'm just being clear.
I know there's always consequences.
Well,
It seems to me like we're asking for the minimum every time. And what do you get when you get the minimum? You don't get a whole lot out of your kids or your community.
That's correct. But if you
So that's a distraction for me.
I mean, if you look at other communities that have gone through this, they're more basically progressing, except for the number of stuff, extra programs and stuff they might have. They go through their specials, they go through all their supporting services. Once they've done that, they look at their schedule. They may cut a period at their high school to save staff. Then they start raising class size until something passes at some point where they can start moving back. But I'll be honest, it's really hard to go back. It's hard to ever go back once you
that number one, everybody supports us. The level, what they believe is the most important is a difference, right? We have a difference of opinion of what we believe the support system should look like, and that's fine. We saw it in the poll. But I'm gonna put in here 3 bucks here. 33% they're gonna vote no, no matter what. And it's just not gonna do it. And they're heavy voters. If you don't believe me, look at the statistics in Norridge. Heavy voters. 3,700 no, 1,000 yes. Think of it, 33%, doesn't matter. They're gonna vote for the increase. You know, our focus, and I brought this up in the meeting, is the 33% of the middle. We need 18, because 32.33, so let's round to 34. We need 18% of that middle. We need 51%. So what's gonna jive with the 18 is the question you have to ask yourself. And so you may be a part of the 33%, no matter what, you're gonna just vote yes. But you gotta see it from what's gonna get the 18% in the middle to vote yes. That's our focus. Because no is no, they're just gonna vote no. They're gonna say, you need to make it work. I didn't have any increases for my medications. I didn't have any increases when milk went up. I didn't have any increases when my tax, or excuse me, my gasoline bill went up, as well as fees. It can go on and on and on. I make it work. Those are people that are saying, you need to make it work too. So just put, we need to be respectful, but right now your focus is what's gonna get 18% of people to say yes. What's gonna get you away?
Any other questions or comments? Great, I'd like to need a motion to adjourn at 6:37. All in favor say aye, all opposed say nay. Aye. Motion carries.